Hello, good morning, all of you. This is the part 18 of chemical coordination and integration. Okay, in this part, actually, I thought of completing some part of the pancreas in the previous 17th part, but I couldn't do that. Okay, pancreas. Pancreas, it is called dual gland. It is called mixed gland. Okay, pancreas is dual gland. It is called mixed gland. It has two portions. One is exocrine portion and another one is endocrine portion. The two portions they do different functions. One performs the exocrine function. The other one performs the endocrine function. Okay, pancreas. Pancreas. Okay, pancreas is a dual gland which consists of two portions. Okay, some part of it is called endocrine portion and some part of it is called exocrine portion. You can see here pancreas has both exocrine portion and endocrine portion. The endocrine portion of the pancreas is just 1 to 2% of the total pancreas. That means larger portion is occupied by the. Okay, this is what is this one? Exocrine part. This is endocrine part. Endocrine part is just 1 to 2%. Exocrine part is 98 to 99% is the exocrine part. Okay, it is a elongated gland, very long elongated gland present located at the posterior to the stomach. Posterior to the stomach. The exocrine portion of pancreas is known as acini. Okay, you can see here this is the exocrine portion of the pancreas, and the endocrine portion of the pancreas is just 1 to 2%, and it consists of 1 to 2 million islets of Langerhans. It is 2 marks IP here. Okay, now the two main types of cells. There are many different types of cells are present in the islets of Langerhans. Two main types of cells in the islets of Langerhans are alpha cells, beta cells. Alpha cells, beta cells. The alpha cells produce a hormone called glucagon. Alpha cells produce glucagon, whereas beta cells produce insulin. Alpha cells produce glucagon. Beta cells produce, okay, what do they produce? Insulin, very important one. Alpha cells produce glucagon, beta cells produce insulin, delta cells produce somatostatin, PP cells produce pancreatic polypeptide, and these cells, other type of cells which are you can find here. Okay, this cell can produce the hormone called ghrelin, which you learnt in 10th standard, which is the hunger hormone. Hunger suppressing hormone is the leptin. These are the different types of hormones produced by the pancreas. The two main types of cells are alpha and beta. The other type of cells are called delta cells, which produce somatostatin, which inhibits the secretion of insulin and glucagon. Glucagon is secreted in response to hypoglycemia. Okay, glucagon is secreted in response to what does it mean? It is very important point. Many students they get confused here. Okay, glucagon is secreted when glucose levels in our blood fall. Okay, that is called hypoglycemic. Hypoglycemic. This is called hypoglycemic condition. That means the glucose levels in our blood dropped than the normal level. Okay, when glucose levels fall in our blood than normal, that is called hypoglycemic condition. Okay, this because of this condition, which cells are activated? Okay, now alpha cells are glucose levels has to be increased to it has to be brought to the normal. Now alpha cells are activated. Alpha cells. Then alpha cells, what do they do? Alpha cells produce Glucagon, not glycogen. Glucagon is a hormone. What does this glucagon do? The glucagon converts glycogen, which is present in our liver and muscles, glycogen, okay, into glucose. Okay, as a result of this one, the glucose levels in our blood increase. Okay, that's why this hormone is called, glucagon is called hyperglycemic hormone. Hyperglycemic hormone, because it increased glucose levels. This hormone is produced in response to hypoglycemic condition. When glucose levels decrease, this hormone is produced by alpha cell. And what does it do? It increases the glucose levels by converting glycose into glucose, and also amino acids and fatty acids into glucose. The glucose levels increase. That's why it is called, as it is increasing in glucose levels, it is called hyperglycemic hormone. Okay, this hormone is secreted in response to hyperglycemic condition. Its action is mainly on the liver cells, hepatocytes, and stimulates glycogenolysis. Okay, its action is mainly on the liver cells, hepatocytes, and it stimulates glycogenolysis. Okay, I told you glycogenolysis, breakdown of glycogen to glucose. It increases the sugar level in blood. Okay, that means hyperglycemia. That's what it is called, hyperglycemic hormone. It also converts amino acid, and what is another one? It also converts amino acid and fatty acids into glucose. Okay, that's why it is called, this process is called gluconeo, means new. Okay, glucose is formed from the these are not carbohydrates, these are proteins and fat. Okay, that's why it is called gluconeogenesis. Glucose is formed from non-carbohydrates, which also increases glucose level in the blood. Okay, I told you here glucose level is increased by conversion of glycogen to glucose. Okay, in that way glucose levels increase. Further, glucose levels also increased by conversion of amino acid and fatty acid to glucose. This hormone decreases the uptake of what is the other function of glucose? This hormone decreases the uptake of glucose and utilization, okay, by the utilization of glucose by the cells. Therefore, glucagon is a hyperglycemic hormone. Okay, it decreases. For example, this is cell. The cell is taking, what is it taking? Glucose, but this hormone inhibits this one. Okay, this hormone decreases the uptake of the glucose and its utilization by the cell. Therefore, glucagon is called hyperglycemic hormone, which is produced in response to hypoglycemic condition. Okay, now come to the second hormone. What is this one? Insulin. Insulin regulates the normal glucose level in the blood. Okay, it maintains every day in our body. Okay, insulin is produced. It maintains normal glucose levels by decreasing glucose levels in our blood. It mainly acts on liver cells and adipocytes. Okay, that hormone previously we discussed that mainly targets the hepatocyte. This hormone mainly targets the liver cells and adipocytes. It is very important point. And increases the uptake. Here it decreases the uptake. Here it increases the uptake. Increases the uptake of glucose by the cells. Okay, it increases the uptake and utilization of glucose by the body cells. Glucose is taken by the hepatocytes. skeletal muscle cells, and adipocytes, thus reducing the level of glucose in the blood. This is a hypoglycemic hormone as it is decreasing glucose levels in our blood. Insulin promotes the conversion of glucose into glycogen. Here glucose is converted to glycogen. That means these two hormones are called antagonistic hormones. Insulin and glucagon are called antagonistic hormones. Very, very important. There are different pairs of antagonistic hormone. Here insulin, what it is doing, it is converting glucose to glycogen. It is converting glucose to glycogen. But on the other hand, this hormone converting glycogen to glucose. Both are working in opposite way. This is the antagonistic pair. Insulin promotes the conversion of glucose into glycogen, glycogenesis in the target cells. Hypocalcemia. It is called hypoglycemic hormone because it is decreasing the glucose levels in our blood by converting glucose into glycogen. Both glucagon and insulin maintain homeostasis of glucose in the blood. Earlier you learned homeostasis of calcium is maintained by two hormones, antagonistic pair, that is called PTH, parathyroid hormone. What is the another hormone? That is TCT, thyrocalcitonin, produced by the C cells of the parathyroid gland. Persistent hyperglycemia leads to, every day in our body glucose levels increase. That doesn't mean we have sugar, BP, diabetes mellitus. But some people have glucose levels persistent, continue for a long time. For example, if a person goes to blood test to find out his glucose levels are abnormal, and next day he went to blood test, his glucose levels are abnormal. In the morning glucose levels are abnormal, evening abnormal, afternoon abnormal. All the time. In the random test, in the before fasting. If there are continuous persistent glucose levels are high in a person, that person, it may be indication for diabetes mellitus. It is a complex disorder. Under secretion of insulin by the pancreas, by pancreatic gland, hyposecretion increases the levels of, for example, there is a person, diabetic person, in his body no insulin. If there is no insulin, glucose is not converted to glycogen. If glucose is not converted to glycogen, glucose levels increase in our blood. These glucose levels come outside through the urine. They come outside through urine. This is called glycosuria. It was asked in the previous NEET papers. The level of glucose, it is given in this bit is given in 2020 NEET exam. Remember that 2020 NEET exam lo ee point adigaru. Prolonged hyperglycemia leads to a disease called diabetes mellitus. Prolonged, persistent hyperglycemia. Rose blood lo glucose levels ఎక్కువగా ఉంటాయి. That leads to a disease called diabetes mellitus, associated with the loss of glucose through the urine, glycosuria, and formation of harmful compound like ketone bodies, that is called ketonuria, glycosuria. Very, very important, asked in 2020 NEET exam. Insulin therapy is used to treat diabetic patients. To treat diabetes, the diabetic patients are given insulin. That is called insulin therapy. Sometimes in some people glucose levels may be abnormal. Hypersecretion of glucose levels decrease the glucose level in blood. Hypoglycemia, that is called insulin shock. కొంతమందికి బాడీలో ఇన్సులిన్ ఎక్కువగా ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది దాన్ ద నార్మల్. That leads to hypoglycemia, and that results in insulin shock. This is the diabetes insipidus, which is different. Deficiency of vasopressin, ADH hormone, causes diabetes insipidus. It does not involve loss of sugar in the urine. Different from the diabetes mellitus.